I can feel a vibe, hustle on the ride. This little light of mine, I'm gonna let it shine. All she want is time, all she want is time.
Welcome back to Two Whistles Radio, where positivity is major. This is your host, Mr. Do the Most, Mr. Two Whistles himself, and this channel is powered by Two Whistles Clothing Co. Oh, by the way, this is one of our collectible items right here, man. Hashtag Two Whistles. You know what I'm saying? It's a movement, not a caption, meaning you constantly have to strive to become the greatest version of yourself. Before we get into it, top of the moon, top of the evening, top of another one, but nothing quite like the other one. We got our special guest here, man. T Services, Truckers vs. Land, a life coach, mentor, a logistics specialist. You know what I'm saying? How you feeling today, my brother King P?
I'm feeling alive, my brother. It's always a pleasure to be here with you, to speak to the people, speak to the audience, speak to the masses, and hopefully we can awaken some people out of their slumber of sleepwalking. Okay? Yes.
Yes, it's
always the mission.
Value added. Always empowered conversations whenever we chime in with one another. You know what I'm saying? What you told me? You feed me, I feed you, now we eat.
We both eat.
It's substance.
It's substance.
Fluidity.
It's a buffet. You got a feast going.
Right.
Bring the meats and potatoes, bring the fruits and vegetables.
Do something.
Bring the plates and decorate the table. Play your role.
Play your position.
Into the, production of the expected goal, expected outcome. Partnerships, teamwork.
Building. And that's what this channel is here for. Our purpose is to enlighten the world through shared experiences.
Yes, sir.
And with that being said, our topic and discussion of the night is triple R's, meaning
Triple R.
reading, research, and results. Voila. I like that reading part, man. I'll tell you a story. I used to be in elementary school, man, back in like 90-something. I was in Compton at Kelly Elementary in the 90s, but I also was at Kirk Elementary in West Fresno, right? And it would be time to read.
Mm-hmm. We
would read in class, but then the teacher would ask who would like to read, or they would choose somebody because nobody participated. And I just remember reading, and I would insert words in there. Like, that was just my creativity I don't know, I would just be reading and just like, I also went down the street and visited Washington, D.C., and just to see if anybody's paying attention, that's what brings in that research piece, right?
Okay.
Because a person can tell you anything, and you may not get the results that you actively were seeking.
Yeah.
That's what the triple R's is all about. It's really like reading, researching, and accomplishing those desired outcomes and results.
So you're saying it's important to read then, other than somebody telling you what the book says.
Right.
They can probably switch the words around.
How many times they rewrote the what?
The books, the Bible, everything's been rewritten and according to the way that they wanted it to be, whatever the storyline they wanted it to be. So he's saying it's best for one to do some self-seeking.
Yes.
Okay, to seek it out for oneself. I was taught this even, coming up in church, coming up under religions. I'm of no religion anymore,
Practice. I practice a lot of
religion. Some practices.
Some practices.
But in order for one to know entirely for themselves, you must read, with a 1 R, do some research, which means put some time and study into it.
Additional time.
So let us not just read one book, but let's do multiple reads from other sources, which would be called research, in order to get results, right?
Right.
So we're looking to obtain more knowledge. We may be looking to find how can I do such a thing. So therefore, I may want to I'm going to put some reading into some things. I may want to do some researching out this information, seeking it out, finding a way, finding some sources that may help you practice this, this information that I did acquire and find on my research. Now I'm going to try to put it to work in order to get these results.
Yeah, and simplify the process.
You can
You
simplify
know what I'm saying? By
make it harder on
reading other authors' theories and perspectives and outlooks and insights on different topics and discussions. So for me, I really got into reading heavily. Like City College was kind of touching on it, you know what I'm saying? Grade school, high school, that was really a watered down, I would like to describe it as, information that I was receiving because the books and topics was like through a controlled narrative. But once I got obtained my associate's degree and got up into my upper division courses in undergrad school, my professors would recommend 100-page articles on some topics that I knew nothing about. I said, where has this information been that I'm barely finding out about it right now? But when I read that information and then I cross-referenced to see another author's perspective, I began understanding the importance of researching. Because not only am I taking my professor's word for this, or this book they recommended to me, I was able to comprehend and really dissect the literature that was right in my face. And it was all in these books and these articles that were accessible to the world, that are accessible to the world.
Right.
So it became research projects with seeking data. How do you get to that end result? You couldn't just get to Z from A in a microwave effect. Like it doesn't happen that way. You have to really sit down and be in tune with unveiling the information that you are actually reading.
Okay, so do you think that, with the way today's society is operating, that the majority of people would, do you think they have time to do this? Is it doable? Or is it something that, more complex for a more sophisticated type of person?
That's a great question.
That anybody can do? Or,
Yes, we are all God-given geniuses.
Okay.
But we live in a society today where some of us, I ain't gonna say most of us, it's a huge group of people that are distracted by devices, technology, internet, apps that are consuming a majority of your time, where you feel as though reading and researching is not quite important as it still is or once was.
The vital essentials of reading and researching it seems to be taken away. It's being stripped away.
Substituted. I wouldn't say taken away. They're substituting the reading for the application.
Okay, to dumb you down, and
stagnate
to hinder you. So you lose the abilities.
You do away with them.
You do away with them. Okay.
You do away with them.
So it's also some self-infliction there.
Yes, it creates and causes and contributes to the self-inflicted wounds by not doing those triple R's.
So you would think, in reference to today's times and the older generation, that the older generation seems to have more practices of these triple R's than what today's society.
Because you have to think, back then it was really handwritten notes. That's why the handwritten note is such a valuable gem in the world.
I was always taught, when you read something and you write it, because I do a lot of note taking, you can kind of store this in your memory bank a lot more, because you're actually reading and then you're writing it. So you're kind of practicing, rehearsing. You got repetition there.
Right.
Another R. Okay. Yeah, so you got repetition there, and repetition produces better results, effective results, because you're constantly practicing, rehearsing, another R, rehearsing your research. So that allows your brain to program this more. See, for me as a driver, I'm on the road, I'm driving, a lot of hours, 15 hours, 17-hour shifts. I'm pulling all-nighters sometimes, On an average good day, I may pull 5 a.m. in the morning till, I don't get done until 9, 10 o'clock that night. And there's an array of things going on. So I may not have time to actually physically read. So another method to help the people would be audiobooks.
Okay.
How to be a better man, how to be whatever it is that you may be seeking or striving. I put on an episode, a show of somebody who's doing the same things we're doing, and chime into some of their material.
So you're going to redirecting your energy.
Okay.
Another R.
Another R of the redirection, but instead of substituting it with the absent,
you're redirecting
it
to the earpiece.
Yes, so the ear, so I can still receive it with
another
good
R.
Okay. See, I missed it. Another R there.
I got you,
in order to receive
and become resilient, which is another R.
And have the results that one is seeking. So there's no excuses no more to receive. Research can be done in multiple forms and fashion. So if you don't always have the physical time of reading a book, sitting down studying, or let's say I may have a problem reading, okay, or reading comprehension, okay, which means I don't fully understand what's being
explained to you,
or what I'm reading. Let's say I'm listening to something. Another key kicker: pick up a dictionary thesaurus. Have it by my side when I was going through my phase of educating and correcting myself to learn terminology. I always looked at the words. I didn't know what words meant. I always heard I'm not a racist, but I was working white people, upper class. They spoke. They used different terminologies and
for you to
vocabulary.
Think, I understand.
And I said, hey, I want to be like that. I want to talk like that. What I'm saying? You know what I'm talking about? We sound so ignorant. We produce ignorance. We produce low vibrational frequencies, which produce low vibrational results. So therefore, I got this thesaurus and dictionary. So any word I came across that I was unfamiliar, or I wanted to learn how to use, not just how to use it, but use it correctly. So at first I had to be able to identify the word, pronounce the word, maybe even learn how to spell this word.
Right.
And then I can properly articulate or place this word in my sentence, in my speech. So that was a consistent process to get consistent results within me. Not just let me go to the manual. I know what the word means right on spot. I know how to properly use it. I sound more educated and more professional. And that was an ongoing process to me of redeveloping myself.
100%. And those are our gems. We just placing them out there for you to receive. You get what I'm saying? And that's what this show, this channel, this podcast is all about. We got some new furniture in here today. How's the couch? How's the chair feel for you?
I think these is pretty good here. I think we can make some magic in this and definitely get the message out there.
Microphones and things.
Comfortable.
You comfortable? You good?
Mics here, so bear with us along the way as we go along the way. Live here, direct, transparent as always. It's a cold world out here.
It is.
And I think we lack from more or less leadership, and we don't have a lot of leaders in our communities.
But we don't want that to be, a flyer. That these opportunities and challenges, because they're looking at two leaders right now. We're leading consistently and effectively, leading by example.
Yes, Lord.
Family men, careers, educated, business owners, entrepreneurs, that we're going to utilize this platform to lead by example and be that resource for the world. And that's what this channel is about. Enlightening the world through shared experiences.
Yes, sir.
Thank you guys for listening. This is your host, Mr. Two Whistles himself.
Mr. T Services, Truckers versus Land. Hey, come in, tell a friend, and we can all do this again.
And win.